Rejoice in Yahweh ben Yahweh, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise Yahweh ben Yahweh with harp. Sing unto him with the psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto Yahweh ben Yahweh a new song. Play skillfully with a loud noise. For the word of Yahweh ben Yahweh is right, and all his works are done in truth. Oh, come, let us sing unto the Lord Yahweh. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with song. To God, Yahweh ben Yahweh. Sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the heavens by his name, Yahweh. And rejoice, rejoice before him.
Shalom, family, and welcome to night 6 of Feast of Unleavened Bread, Solar Year 6025. I hope you're ready, because we have a very special treat for you tonight. Before we get started with a prayer, I want to let you know what will be going on tonight. First, we'll have a prayer. After that, we'll have a welcome. And then the introduction of our teaching priest for this evening. After that, we'll have a very special message from the master teacher, the most honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And after that, it's time for us to all get together and pool our resources. And we'll know more about that when it comes. But if you've been attending the feast, you know what I'm talking about. So now, without further ado, I invite you all to stand and face the east with outstretched hands as we open up this class for Feast of Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, 6025. O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from the heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh in Yisrael forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our deaths are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Ave Nu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Kavo Makuterka, Yadze Rizonka. Kim Vashumayan Kain Ba'aretz, Elekum Kukeni, Tain La Nu Hayam, Uslat Lani, All Cartier, Kimo Susoke, Gamanatni, La Kotiam Lani, Veol Tevienu, Lade Nisayam, King called Senu, Mi Hara, Kelaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givara, Veha Tefieret, Leola May, Ola means Selah. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
Shalom, giving all honor and glory to the most exquisite one, God Yahweh, and his most refined, peculiar, wonderful, understanding, knowledgeable, merciful, and forgiving Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. Exodus 12:18 states, In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread, until the 21st day of the month at even. And Deuteronomy 16:3 states, Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. Praise Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, praise Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, Beth Nun Sophit, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Yahweh set up his feast of unleavened bread to be for a perpetual remembrance of our coming out of the land of Egypt. And it is for that very reason we are gathered here this day, to show forth our unity in fulfilling Yahweh's word by keeping his feast of unleavened bread. So, I welcome you. No, I thank you. I thank you all who are the called of God Yahweh, citizens of the nation of Yahweh, and all of our guests. You have been called to fulfill prophecy on the side of the good, and you have chosen to answer that call by being present during one of our most holy gatherings. I thank you, for you are the moral mind that has chosen to shine our Father Yahweh ben Yahweh's light throughout the globe. Each and every one of you are here as proof that Yahweh ben Yahweh is the causer of us remembering our time in Egypt and all the wonderful works Yahweh showed unto us as he brought us out from under the terrible burdens of Egypt. You are living proof that Yahweh ben Yahweh has raised Abel and caused us to be a conjoined people, which were not a people, as stated in 1 Peter 2:9-10. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God Yahweh, the nation of Yahweh, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Ye are my dearly beloved, and I welcome you. No, I thank you. I thank you for being here this day as one who have chosen to embrace the love of Yahweh ben Yahweh and let it shine for the world to see. Holy, holy, holy is our Heavenly Father Yahweh, and holy, holy, holy is his Son Yahweh ben Yahweh, which art of heaven. Please enjoy, my family.
Praise Yahweh. And tonight, our presenter for tonight can truly testify that cry for salvation, she asked Yahweh to reveal himself to her, and he did. She heard his voice and knew that this was the voice of her Father, her salvation, her deliverance, and her God, Yahweh. From that point on, Yahweh has been sharpening, and shaping her mind to follow in righteousness. She has played a critical role in the development of many organizations and businesses across the country. Her most notable works are the role she holds in building Yahweh's kingdom, Yahweh's nation. She is the co-host and technician of The Unfolding Light. She provides event management and project management support for our national feasts and plays a critical role in publishing the name Yahweh with the Nation of Yahweh's online presence. Other notable works are, she is co-founder of Neo Jazz School of Music, Yisrael Records, Yisrael Entertainment, and Yahweh Radio. She is the Chief Solutions Officer and founder of TMH Financial Services, LLC, and a member owner of Resolve Financial Cooperative. She also sees collective action and cooperative efforts as a way of life and has become known nationally as a cooperative development specialist and business bookkeeping expert. As the executive director, she provides leadership and directions to Builders of the Highway Foundation. Her community advocacy efforts are focused on cultural awareness, social justice, and access to healthy food. She is currently organizing a cooperative movement and is a project officer of Cooperation New Orleans, Loan Fund, and a founding member of Claiborne Alliance. She continues to serve communities on various committees and working groups to build a more equitable society. Most importantly, she is a daughter of Yahweh, committed to building the kingdom of heaven, which shall never be destroyed. Without further ado, I present to you my queen, Queen Sister Tamar by Yahweh.
How did we get here? How do we get back? Shine your light, sis, please shine your light. Shine your light, sis, please shine your light. Shine your light, sis, please shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light.
Well, praise Yahweh. What an honor. What a pleasure. Just an absolute wonderful joy to be a daughter of Yahweh in the presence of my family for this Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread, and to be welcomed onto the platform with such love, such energy, such kingliness by our brother Lou. So thank you, Lou, for giving me such a warm welcome into the space tonight. I am so grateful, family, to be able to share with you this evening from How to Overcome the World. Now, there is so much in what Yahweh ben Yahweh has given us in this teaching. And I'm just going to only take a small segment of what this chapter has and just give a little bit of elaboration just for tonight. But I encourage you, family, I encourage you to go back and listen to all of our nightly presenters because they have expanded on and shared so much wisdom from these pages. And let me tell you, when you dive into it, you really unravel all the mysteries that Yahweh Ben Yahweh has given us. So I encourage you to go back and re-listen to all of these presenters on our Nation of Yahweh's YouTube channel. So they are all there available for you to listen. So I'm going to take a moment and pull up my presentation, and I do want to share with you some points that I want to lift out of our reading for this evening. All right, praise Yahweh family. So as stated, our presentation for tonight comes from How to Overcome the World by the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Now, this chapter is entitled Stand Fast in Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And this reading comes from page 279. But I do want to, before we go into this, I want to share just a little bit of how we want to break this down and just a few critical points that I want you to take into hearing this word from Yahweh Ben Yahweh. First things first, I want to share that we will be reading from How to Overcome the World, page 279. We want to pull out our work towards salvation because Yahweh Ben Yahweh made some points in this chapter that outlines this work. Then, of course, as so warmly introduced, we need to shine as lights, shining our lights in this world. This world of darkness needs our light. So I want to elaborate a little bit on that because Yahweh Ben Yahweh has shared much information about this. And then, of course, we need to be standing fast in Yahweh and take action. So without further ado, I want to share a couple of definitions to get us in the frame of mind to receive this wisdom. So this chapter, of course, as stated, is titled Stand Fast in Yahweh Ben Yahweh. So it's two words in here that we really want to make sure we grab hold of and make sure we are taken into consideration while we hear this wisdom. Let's start with stand. This definition comes from the online American Heritage Dictionary. And stand means to rise in an upright position on the feet. It means to assume or maintain an upright position as specified. Wow. Now, we're going to hear Yahweh Ben Yahweh give some specific information, but I wanted to make sure you understood that in reading this chapter, we need to know that this is about standing up in an upright position, rising to an upright position on the feet. Now, as we are observing our Feast of Unleavened Bread, we understand that we left Egypt in haste and we had to bake our bread without leaven. So there was a period of time that we had to go without this rising, but there is a time for the rising to take place. So just make sure you hear this word and lock it into memory and just keep it into consideration as we go about the reading. And then, of course, as specified. So Yahweh Ben Yahweh will be specifying what we need to do. And then fast, moving or capable of moving at high speeds. Synonyms include speedy, quick, swift, rapid, brisk, nimble, sprightly, and lively. So this isn't something that we have a whole lot of time. This is indicating that we have some quick actions, some quick movements, some swift and rapid actions that need to take place here. All right, family. So we also want to understand, I pulled a definition from the etymology online dictionary. a further elaboration on the word fast, which has a different context. And from the Old English, it means firmly fixed, steadfast, constant, secure, and enclosed, strong and fortified. So there's much more in this, but we've taken a few critical points and just really using this to lock in on this information. So this fast information, we're going to get it quickly, but it's going to make us rise. It's going to make us stand upright and be constant and secure. So let's take this wisdom with this into consideration. So again, we'll be reading from How to Overcome the World, page 279. And it reads, stand fast in Yahweh ben Yahweh. Overcoming the world requires you to rejoice in Yahweh and stand fast in Yahweh ben Yahweh. You must work out your own salvation without fear and trembling. For it is Yahweh which works in you to will and to do his good pleasure. Do all things without murmuring and disputing, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yahweh, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom you must shine as lights in the world. Hold forth the word of life, that you may rejoice in the day of Yahweh ben Yahweh, that you have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. Philippians chapter 2, verses 12 through 16. For what is your hope or joy or crown of rejoicing? Is it not to be in the presence of Yahweh ben Yahweh at his coming? 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 19. It is a fact that Yahweh ben Yahweh is visiting in an earthly bodily presence, which is at the end of the age of evil rule. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. Yahweh ben Yahweh is come to power and glory to destroy the Antichrist and evil. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. The coming of Yahweh ben Yahweh is also a revelation and a removing the cover from the scriptures of the Holy Bible that is hidden. The power and glory that Yahweh ben Yahweh now possesses is being unveiled and disclosed to the world. You, as believers in Yahweh ben Yahweh, should not be ashamed. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing has happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of the suffering of Yahweh ben Yahweh, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12 and 13. Yahweh ben Yahweh is now reigning as Lord at the right hand of Yahweh. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. Sharing the throne of Yahweh. Revelations chapter 3, verse 21. Although the authority of Yahweh ben Yahweh is not discernible to the world, it will be made visible by his revelations. Yahweh ben Yahweh has appeared and is now present and is being manifested on earth. Praise Yahweh. Ooh, there is so much to unpack in here. I mean, so much information, so much wisdom. But what I do know that this information and this wisdom is a rejoicing, because it's telling me, it's telling you, family, that we have nothing to be ashamed about. Yahweh ben Yahweh is revealing his power to the world. So praise Yahweh. Well, family, as you can see, I'm excited to dive off into this information because Yahweh ben Yahweh shared so much. But again, we're only going to pick a few things out of here. And so the first topic we want to dig into is our work towards salvation. We have to do something. This is an active process. You know, leavening, when we think about the consideration of Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread, the bread didn't have the active agent at that time. We had to move fast, but it was come time for the leavening to take place, for that rising to happen. So when you're baking and you're baking the bread, there's a leavening agent and it's an active ingredient. So Yahweh removed that active ingredient for a time. And Yahweh ben Yahweh said in this message that he has come to reveal this leavening agent to us this day. He said that in this chapter. He's revealing this to us. So we got to take this information and use it for our own work towards salvation. So this took me to Philippians chapter 2, and I'm only going to look at verse 12 for now, because there was a critical word that stood out to me. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That word work is just standing out to me. I mean, it's red here, but it stood out to my mind because it told me I also need to do something. I need to put some action in place. So I want to understand what it is that work, what I need to be doing. What do I need to be deploying in my life? In order for Yahweh to save me, I have to do something. Well, in the Greek lexicon, the word work out is code number 2716. And its biblical uses are to perform, accomplish, achieve, to work out, to do that which from some things results. So meaning that if you do something, something else is going to happen. Cause and effect of things, bring about, result in, to fashion, i.e. render one fit for a thing. So I'm wondering what this thing is. We have to be rendered fit for something. Well, if we want salvation, if I'm understanding this formula clearly, we have to render ourselves fit for Yahweh. Our results are Yahweh. And in our Strong's definition of this word, work out, to work fully, and we have an auto correct here, so take out that ice. To work fully, etc., accomplish, by implications, to finish, fashion, cause to, perform, work out. So this just letting us know that this is not an inactive process, but this is a fully active process that we must have some clear, identifiable results, something that is accomplished at the end of. And we have to ask ourselves, what is the work that we're doing now accomplishing us? What are the results of our current actions and or activities? And this starts on a very, very personal level. So this is not Sister Tamar pointing the finger at any one of us. This is Sister Tamar pointing three fingers back at herself, saying, what are the results of my actions? What have I achieved in building the kingdom of heaven? But let us move on. I don't want to linger too much and eat up all my time. This took me to Ephesians, because this study took me in so many places, but I wanted to understand, and I understood that the comparative analysis is we need to measure up to the works of Yahweh as modeled to us by Yahweh ben Yahweh. But Ephesians 2:10 is telling us, for we are his workmanship, created in Yahweh ben Yahweh unto good works, which God Yahweh hath before ordained that we should walk in them. So we shouldn't just be walking to any old kind of works. I mean, just because we go get a paycheck and we got a job, we go clock in or whatever we do, it must be and should be good. All of our actions, all of our activities should be in good. Because again, it goes back to that first question that I asked about what are the results of our actions and our activities? Are they good? Are they doing good for you? Are they doing good for your family, your community, your nation as a whole? Now, this is one of those conversations that we have to really get in and dig into, family. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, as Brother alluded to in his teaching last night. So let us move on, because we understand that we have to do some internal work, right? And Yahweh ben Yahweh came and laid the perfect example. He gave us our 28 moral behavior attributes. He actually came and gave us a plan, a model of action and activity to build in our families. He gave us an action plan to build and model activity in our communities and our nation as a whole. He taught us personally, of course, we must be righteous. We must exercise ethical and moral behavior. He also taught us to pay our 10 and 10 as a personal economic and family economic strategy, wealth building strategy, nation building wealth strategy. He also taught us to go into the communities and build up the waste places. And I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but we're going to visit these topics in the action, take action. He also taught us that we have to pool our resources. So as we delve off into the understanding of what it means to shine our lights in the world, we have to be reminded, consistently reminded of the model that Yahweh ben Yahweh, and he gave it to us in how to overcome, he also gave it to us in how to overcome the world, but he gave it to us in how to move from poverty to riches. He modeled an economic, social, spiritual, educational, and political action plan to move us forward as a people. So in standing fast in Yahweh ben Yahweh, because we know we've been taught, we understand that we have the tools and we can continue to share this, but I want to lift out in 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 19, it reads, "For what is our hope or joy or crown of rejoicing? Are not even ye in the presence of our Lord Yahweh ben Yahweh at his coming?" So, family, those things that Yahweh ben Yahweh taught us in while he was present among us giving demonstration of our joy and rejoicing and our crown of those teachings and those understandings should be our definite action and activity towards achieving those things, our actual works. We are rejoicing in Yahweh by demonstrating that we are doing these works. It's not enough, as Yahweh ben Yahweh has taught us, it's not enough for us to just receive this information. We have to actually activate and make these things real in our own lives. This is our own work towards salvation. Activating these words of Yahweh ben Yahweh in your day-to-day walk. That's the rejoice. showing and giving the crown of rejoicing is walking around in this information as our actual cultural presence in the world. Now let's look at rejoice, because it took me into so many different directions. But I went to the synonym for rejoice, and a synonym for rejoice, which really was amazing, is triumph. Triumph is defined as a great victory or achievement. And I just want to share some of these synonyms with you for a few minutes, just so we can feel the goodness of these synonyms. Some words are victory, win, conquest. Now we can put Yahweh in context in all of these words we get. Success, achievement, ascendancy. Ooh. Now I'm gonna have to not dive off into getting into this ascendancy, but the first and immediate thing that really took place in my mind was rising, standing, upright, righteous. But we can definitely continue to study this. Some additional synonyms are mastery, conquer. I'm gonna skip down to a couple that are more relevant, which is overcome, overpower. Yet some of y'all might like this one. Bring someone to their knees. Who we bringing to their knees? The enemy of Yahweh will be brought to their knees. But one that really, really took my mind, it blew my mind, which is a synonym of triumph, is own. Okay, family, let's talk about this word own. Because it took me down a path, and I just hope y'all understand this dynamic, this predicament that we dealing with. We are in a world that someone has taken ownership of everything. That's right, family. They own the water that you run out your faucet. They run the quote unquote electricity that's running through your wires to power everything. They own the means for food production. So, where is the victory in not owning the essentials, the essential things that we need on a day-to-day basis to take care of ourselves? How do we rejoice in not having any ownership over any of those essential and necessary things to be alive? I just want us to ponder on that for a second. All right, family. So if we're going to be rejoicing in Yahweh, this word own must really take a serious place in our minds and in our hearts. And so I want to pull up a quick definition of the word own before we move into what is our action plan? How do we take action? Own is, as an adjective, is used with a possessive to emphasize that someone or something belongs or relates to the person or thing it mentioned. So when we say water, most people think sewage and water board. When we say, or they might think Dasani. They might think Aquafina, right? They might think the faucet. Doesn't Yahweh own the water? Let's get back into this definition of own for a second. To have something as one's own, possess. So family, right now we are faced with a worldwide predicament. And in order for us to really, really rejoice in our Father Yahweh, we have to take this word own into serious consideration. If we are to stand fast in our Father Yahweh, if we are to stand fast in his wisdom and knowledge, we have to do some real soul searching around owning. What do we own? Well, Yahweh ben Yahweh came and taught us how to own businesses. He opened grocery stores so we could actually have access and sources of food production. He taught us to own our own education system. Now, I just want this word "own" to really, really get into our mindsets, because when we talk about rejoicing, having victory, having triumph, to take down and put something or someone under your feet. You know how they do it on the streets? They say if you're playing basketball and games, you got owned. I remember that was like one of those hip words in the back. And I don't know how hip it is now, but because things change so fast in pop culture, but own, basketball players have owners. These athletes have owners. And so when we think about ownership and the power of ownership, again, Yahweh being Yahweh had the insight enough to teach us to understand that ownership is the exercising of a power that really is transforming what is taking place, not only in our personal lives, but it's transforming what's taking place in our communities. So what is the action? What must we be taking at this particular moment? Shining our lights means we have to rejoice in Yahweh, but we have some critical things that we need to address in our own lives. And that means really being in ownership of ourselves, at owning businesses. Now, at this point, there are a number of Black-owned businesses in America. Let's talk about that for a second. The statistics, I can't get that word out today, but the statistics are showing that Black-owned businesses are about half the profit yielding businesses as white-owned businesses. Now, we understand this word Black-owned. We don't subscribe to Black, but we understand that they do label us. They label people of color in general, and they try to put us at risk or distress position in many places. But let's look at what's taking place in America. Right now, as of 2020, there was a report that came out. There are more than 2 million Black-owned businesses in America. They actually generated about 150 billion to 2 billion in gross revenue as recent as 2012. Now, those are some like really good numbers, right? You think those are, just amazing things that Black-owned businesses have really done a great deal in this modern society. But I do want to name a couple of things, because we are dealing with some variety of situations that put a real gap in our possibility of truly owning things. So right now, if you look, there was a report that came out that looked at the racial gap in business ownership. And again, in terms of profitability, Black-owned businesses, so-called Black-owned businesses, are about 5% in total assets versus white-owned business owning about 30% of their assets. Assets meaning land, labor, capital. So Black-owned businesses go into their businesses owing people. They don't own things. They don't own the land that they operate their businesses on. They owe people. They have to take out loans. So again, we faced with all these challenges, not only just having to really try to gather ourselves as a people and own things to just be essential and take care of ourselves. Even to operate businesses, we have to go beg, borrow, and plead other people to help us start our businesses. Now, we, as a family, are creating our own action plan. We have begun taking action as a collective by starting BUILT, building love, unity, industry, and trust. I assert to you that rejoicing in Yahweh is us demonstrating collective action and owning the businesses that are taking care of our needs, our essential needs. we can change that dynamic of giving away our wealth and not reinvesting in our own. We have to stand fast in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh has given us. So I urge you, I encourage you, I deploy you to visit the Nation of Yahweh's website, where you can actually find out more about BUILT. And BUILT is a small business development grant program that really takes into consideration this fact, family, this fact alone, that Black-owned businesses own about 5% of their assets, and owe much more percentage of their actual money versus how white-owned businesses, they actually own the property, the wealth that their businesses have. We have a lot of debt. So BUILT is actually designed for us to give ourselves a foot up, an edge up, so that we are not in debt. We are not borrowing and robbing for somebody to actually help us get a start. We always go in under capitalized as business owners, and we as a family have a way to change that dynamic. Yahweh Ben Yahweh gave us an action plan. It's called our political, our economic, our social, it's called our spiritual, our educational power structures. We have to reinvest in our own. And BUILT is designed to give us that opportunity to reinvest in our own. So family, again, it took a lot to really, really narrow down this information. And I want to let you know that there are so many ways that we can actually start building our communities, our families, our nations. Don't forget to do the 10 and 10. That is a critical element. Don't forget to do your study and really take active action steps in really using that information to change your life. If you find out something is wrong, stop immediately. Research all the facts about a thing. Seek to understand the nature of that thing and use that information for the benefit of yourself and your nation as a whole. You need to invest in community wealth. You need to partner with people in the community that are doing good. Find the community garden in your neighborhood. Connect with people that are actually doing good works. Build with the Nation of Yahweh. Visit thenationofyahweh.com. Click on BUILT and apply for that micro grant. These are actual things that you can do right now to change our situation, our condition. We can be active. Click on that tithes button. Send in your tithes, donation, and offerings so that we can nation build together. And most importantly, if you have a business or a business idea, family, we want to encourage you to really be creative and own your own business. Own your labor. That's right, family. I said it. Own your labor. Right now, we are giving away one of the capital infrastructures that help make up all wealth. And your labor is you're giving it away to build somebody else's kingdom. It is time for us to return to ourselves and build for ourselves. So family, that is my presentation for tonight. It was so hard to peel this back, but I thank Yahweh for you all listening to me and allowing me to share in my studies. And I thank Yahweh. I thank Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, for him giving me this opportunity to share. All right, family, with that said, it gives me great joy, great honor, and great pleasure to introduce to you the architect of the universe, the blessed and only potentate, the founder of the Nation of Yahweh, the master teacher, Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
Let us praise Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. All over the earth, praise Yahweh. Everybody and praise. Let us praise Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. This is the time.
remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
I'm building my kingdom with you who voluntarily receive me. Behold, I stand at your door and I knock. Some of you are sitting back in there, got your door all locked up, hollering out, who is it? I don't mind telling you, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm, it's a severe storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. Let's go to Luke 10:18. Luke chapter 10. Verse 18. All who think the devil is in power forever. This scripture is for all of you that think the kingdom that you're looking at is going to last. This scripture is for everybody that thinks Bush being elected makes no difference. How many remember me telling you for years he was going to be elected? I didn't lie to you, I told you. I told you for over 2 or 3 years. The last 3 years I told you Bush is who they want for president. And I told you who the backers were. I told you who controlled the press. I told you the trilateralists are going to put their man in. And he's their man. Former CIA director. You may not understand what it means that the stock market had the second worst crash in its history this week because Bush won't say what he's going to do about the money situation called deficit. And just as I told you Bush was going to win, he should let you know everything else that I have told you is going to happen shall surely come to pass. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. And true to form, the closer we get to the absolute end, the closer we get to the fire, the more the love of many is waxing cold. And instead of becoming a true disciple, they're letting themselves drift down and away from keeping the law, statutes, judgments, and commandments of Yahweh. Amazing. Don't you think it's amazing that someone would reclassify themselves from a disciple to a follower? Isn't that amazing? Yes, sir. With everything that I have told you would come to pass, is happening in your face. We have people that have been around my teachings for 7 or 8 years who actually believe the dollar is all right. See, we're getting ready to read what's going to happen to the dollar. And we're getting ready to read what's going to happen to the economy. And we're getting ready to read what happens to those who believe in the devil and follow the devil's ways. Luke 10:18. I kept watching Satan. I kept watching the devil until he fell from heaven as lightning. Now those few that are chosen, there's only a few. The few that choose, look at this scripture and know it's true, because everything else I have said to you has come to pass. So this is going to come to pass too. Fortunately for me, I see him falling now. But, you know, sometimes you so far back in the forest, you don't see the lightning. But the storm is headed your way. See, I'm high above the earth, and I'm watching the storm clouds come your way. You so far away right now, you may not hear the thunderclaps, but it's moving your way at a few miles per hour. And since I am on high, I see the storm cloud, and I see your position. I see where you are, and I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm, a terrible thunder and lightning storm. It's a severe storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. Now, when Satan falls, it means that all who are with him get his wages. You're going to get the same paycheck he's been handing out. He's been paying you from the same account, from his account. And when he falls, his account falls with him. What are you going to do? You don't believe Satan is going to fall as lightning. But I am in telepathic communication with my saints. Though I'm on high, I am in mental telepathic contact. It's like telepathy. I'm able to communicate from my mind to the minds of my disciples and convey to your mind that there's a happening taking place, and you know from experience, forever experience, that when I speak, it's going to come to pass. So as surely as I warn you that Satan is going to fall like lightning, you don't have any doubt about it. What you're getting ready to do is go into the storm shelter. All my children need to hear is seek higher ground, and you'll be just like Noah. When Yahweh said, go into the ark, it was not raining. The clouds hadn't gathered yet. But he went in anyway. And Yahweh told him, shut the door. And when he shut the door, there wasn't a storm cloud in sight. But he shut the door anyway. And when he gave him orders to shut the door, he said, don't open it for anybody. And when the flood came, Noah's nieces and nephews, uncles and cousins, and some brothers and sisters and some relatives and friends was all swimming around the ark, knocking on the door. And Noah said, you better go find your own ark. Yahweh told me don't open up this door. See, it's going to be too late when you make up your mind because of the fire I'm ready to be right now. Huh? Then you got to face me. You may have made it onto my ark, but see, I got power to cast you out for being a worker of iniquity. That when I called, you said you would always come. You said that when I summoned, you would obey my call. And yet I can't find you to call you. Now it's called as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be today, and you won't in my house of safety. But when I was building my house, I couldn't find you.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before, and until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise, Yahweh.
Wow. Oh my goodness, family. I don't know if you heard what I heard, but it's raining, family. Wow. It is raining. And if you are not on the ark, you better be trying to get on the ark. It is happening. Yahweh says so much in this brief little message. He told us that Satan was going to fall. He gave us Luke chapter 10, verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven. Hold on, I want to give me 1 second, family. We got to talk about fall for 1 quick second. We need to understand this. Fall is defined as move downward, typically rapidly and freely without control, from a higher to a lower level. He said, fall is typically rapidly and freely without control. Its synonyms are drop, drop down, plummet, descend, come down, go down, plunge, sink, dive, nosedive, tumble, pitch, cascade, gravitate, fall down. Satan is falling down. And so where we are, family, is Yahweh saw our position. He warned us. Fall is to also to lower to a lower place, loss or lack of support. So Yahweh supported us, family. That message right there was direct life support. It was a lifeline from Yahweh. He told us that this day was coming. What do we work for? Whose paycheck are we looking for? Who do we want to receive a paycheck from? Because if we with Satan, we gonna fall, drop down, plummet, descend, come down, go down, plunge, sink, dive, and nose dive. But if we're with Yahweh, our responsibility, our duty is to rejoice in Yahweh. It is to own. It is to be owners and to own our labor, take care of ourselves, support ourselves, raise up, stand up firmly, fast, quickly, right now, family. That is what this time is. Yahweh ben Yahweh sounded the alarm, family. I can't say anything more. I'm just grateful that he gave us this message. He saw the need to support us in giving us this word today. He gave it to us then. And imagine how relevant this is today. We're watching this happen. So praise Yahweh, family. That is my time, but we're about to move into our segment. Brother Lou.
Well, praise Yahweh. You know, it was interesting in that definition of fall, how Yahweh articulated exactly how this is going to take place. He say he's going to fall to a lower position or a lower place through loss or lack of support. That means we, the children of Yahweh, going to stop supporting him. He's going to lose us. He ain't going to get us to vote for him no more. He's not going to get us to spend our money with him no more. He's not going to get us to work for him no more. Not when we circle our wagons around and put all our resources inwardly to build up our house.
Fall also means to decrease in number, amount, intensity, or quality.
She articulated earlier about how Satan has stolen everything and now he charged you for it. Well,
it is time for us
to not gonna be anymore.
And really get into the space of ascendancy. Ascendancy is a process, family. And what we're talking about with our Nation Building Institute is a process towards ascendancy. We have to educate ourselves. You know, when you lose information, you lose access to resources, you lose relationships. Our Nation Building Institute is designed for us to build these relationships, rebuild trust, to build industries, to unite ourselves, and really do the nation building that Yahweh Ben Yahweh taught us to do. He gave us a formula.
Well, we're going to roll the promo for the BUILT program. And when we come back, I have a question for Sister Tamar, who recently, when I say recently, within the last few years, started a business consulting business. And I want to talk about that for a second. So right after this BUILT promo.
Builders of the Highway Foundation is pleased to announce the introduction of the Small Business Development Grant Program, BUILT, Building Unity, Industry, Love, and Trust. The program provides both funding and educational resources to support the goals of small businesses throughout our community. We will be awarding 5 grants for $5,000. Applications are available starting April 1st online at thenationofyhwh.com.
Praise Yahweh. Yes, that is a BUILT program. Somebody is going to get a stack of money. But more importantly, they're going to get a lifetime of wisdom from entrepreneurs that has been out here in the trenches in this war for a long time, a very long time. And you know that if you go around and most successful corporations or successful businesses that's not owned by our people are ran by our people. We may not own it and they may not pay us worth nothing, but we pretty much building their wealth throughout our work. And Sister Tamar, for a long time, you was running people $1 million businesses and stuff like that. And for a long time, you supported Satan in his endeavors by doing the work. We've all been there. Some of us are still there. That's not the point. It is time now for us to redirect that. And a few years ago, even before that, you were part of building business with the Neo Jazz School, with Yisrael Records, with pivotal in those organizations. And those organizations flourishing with your business wisdom. But just here a few years back, you started a business consultancy firm. Mm-hmm. So you started helping other businesses to find out all those things that they should have knew before they started working, before they started their business, that they didn't know and they was learning on the fly. And a lot of them that have come to you, a lot of your clients still didn't know these things, and your consultancy helped them. So what would you say is one of the main things that businesses, people who go in business, don't know they need to do going in? what are some of the main things? You know, I know it's a whole lot, so just pick a few. Let's talk about them.
Oh, wow. Well, a lot of times people don't know to keep track of everything.
Okay, that's the big one.
That's a big thing. And that's a really challenging thing when you don't. And you need to go backwards and you need to go and like really recreate information. And so I think, you know, having information, like way to keep your information organized is so important. And people, you know, who tend to do businesses and create businesses are talented people. They have a lot of talent, they have a lot of inspiration, but sometimes that's not coupled with organizational skills.
So specifically, what are some of the things, you know, you have to keep track of everything, such as?
Your money, for instance.
Okay, so
having a good bookkeeping practice together.
See, saying money and bookkeeping, they're not the two same things, but they are, huh?
Indeed, they are, because you got to keep track of your money.
Well, see, here's one of those things that we can safely say is why some of our business, our people going into business, we don't understand that keeping track of your money, you know, your dollars and cents is not bookkeeping. Because you can say, well, I spent $100 and I made $110. Right. What did you spend it on specifically? Did you add up the bills? Did you know, that you had to pay during that period? Did you add up the gas that you had to go to get the material? You know, did you add up all of that and calculate all of those things? Receipts, did you keep all of it? Go ahead, sister. This is your field.
Indeed, indeed. And I just want to name that a lot of things people do sometimes is they, you know, oversight what they spend on behalf of their business. And I want to kind of start there. And the whole process of bookkeeping is what you said, identifying what things are, making sure they organize in a way that's aligned with how they need to be reported, and just so many aspects of like managing your financial information. There's so many elements about bookkeeping baked in there, but just the simple process of just keeping track of transactions. You might personally invest in your business on a number of occasions and don't realize that you're doing that, and really just don't get to really benefit from investing in your business as a business owner. So I just named that people don't know you need to keep track of everything. It would be so simple if you just even start with a journal. And that one was for free, family. That one was for free. Get a journal and write down everything. If you don't have the highest of technology, you don't have access to it, you can get a notebook and write down everything.
Well, Yahweh Ben Yahweh teaches us that it is not written, it don't exist. So we have to write down things, and we should be accustomed to writing down things. We have to take notes at every class so that we can study those notes, because Yahweh told us 60% of what we heard tonight, we will have forgotten by in the morning. So we write it down, we can retain more of it. And that goes with business.
And what you find out is you begin to have a better understanding, and this goes into more the bookkeeping side of things, on ways you can save, ways that you've been wasting, bad things that you may be doing that may be losing you customers and things to that effect. So this is what I learned. I just started keeping journals in my business, and it allowed me to create process for managing. It allowed me to create a trail of information. I mean, all sorts of benefits. So just keeping track of everything is one big step towards success.
So we are in our fundraising, you know, at every feast, we do have that section where you can pay your tithes or give donations or offerings. And we are in phase 2 of our fundraising effort for in effort to build our nation. The first phase was built, and it was built, the Built Grant Program, and we are open for applications now. The second phase is the Nation Building Institute, which all feasts have been our theme while we're interviewing our teaching priests who have started businesses or doing marvelous things in the business world to where we can correlate all that information and bring it together in an institute and teach our children and our children's children and ourselves, because we are children of Yahweh. So when we talk about our children, we're talking about ourselves too. We're talking about Yahweh's children, all of them, the ones who came out of us and the ones that we came out of, all of us. How we can be that much business in Judah knows 10 times better than all of the magicians and the astrologers in the realm. We are 10 times better because we have Yahweh as not only our God, but our teacher, our teaching priest. And so we have to teach each other and keep and hold each other accountable for all of the things that we need to do for business to glorify our Father. So having said that, when we come back from this talent, Sister Tamar is going to give us ways that we can actually donate now. We can donate, we can actually say it on the air if we like, or we can say it in the chat. But the main thing is that we pool our resources and save our life. Yahweh said it. There's a storm coming.
He's here.
And higher ground is elevating our minds. Ascending, elevating our mind to work together and while the devil is being destroyed and falling down, we're rising up. Praise Yahweh.
Well, speaking of children, tonight we're going to feature one of our children, Brother Yael Yisrael, performing one of his songs from his latest release, Tomorrow.
All right. All right, praise Yahweh, and we are back. What an amazing performance. Our very own, Yisrael Records' very own, Yael Yisrael, sometimes known as Y. And we all know the answer to the question, why? Yahweh. So anyway, Sister Tamar, you said that when we come back, you was going to let us know how we can give money and pool our resources. So how can we put some money together?
Well, indeed, I will. I will share some information here on the screen, and which is how to donate. We have on our Nation of Yahweh's website, that's the nation of YHWH.com. And then we also have on our PayPal, you can do PayPal directly. That's the nation of YHWH@gmail.com. And you can email to PayPal directly, as well as going to Cash App. You can Cash App at $donate NOY. So we can indeed send in contributions, send in our collective efforts around those means. That's the nation of YHWH.com. Again, PayPal. And also at Cash App, that's $donate NOY. Now, Brother Lou, we have some exciting news. I actually see that we got in a contribution. And this is a really major contribution from an anonymous donor.
Uh-oh.
We
Oh, do I need to sit down?
You do need to sit down. You do need to sit down for this one. And we do want to say that this anonymous donor made a contribution, and we are just excited to hear what this contribution is. It says, Shalom and praise Yahweh. Once again, the nation of Yahweh has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to the unification of our people. I have seen the progress of this program, and I see great potential. Let's continue building and becoming independent and interdependent by supporting each other, supporting each other as the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh taught us. So that being said, I'd like to pledge an additional $15,000. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
We have a $15,000 donation in from a donor who donated $10,000. We received those funds, and we are grateful to our Father Yahweh.
Yes, we are. Praise Yahweh.
Wow.
15,000.
Indeed, brother. Indeed. So Yahweh is truly building our nation. We are moving together in unity.
Well, what that tells us is that we are doing the right thing. We have to start line upon line, precept upon precepts. We can't bite off more than we are able to chew. We have to know our limitations right now because we're coming together. And it's not like we have a staff of full-time workers, and we don't have any full-time workers. You know, we do the best we can with what we have. And because we've been doing that diligently, Yahweh is blessing us with amazing donors that see the progress and see our hard work, our blood, sweat, and tears, to see that and want to help to build it. And it's not for us. We're sacrificing. You know, we're in the trenches sacrificing. We're not in the mansion. We're not in the luxury. You know, a lot of times we don't even have air conditioning. But that's okay because we're building for our future. This ain't about my life. It's about my children's life. And if I can do something today that will touch 3 or 4 generations, then I'll give this life. I'll sacrifice this life so that I can get us out of this perpetual slavery. But see, this is the time. This is it. I don't have to give my life, my physical life for this. I just got to give my life force, which we all know that's our money. Our life force is supporting Satan, but the scriptures say he's about to fall, so we're about to pull that support away from him. And when we do, he falls fast and hard. He falls hard. Ain't that how they said?
Mm-hmm.
He falls so hard that we will hear him hit the ground. Boom.
Indeed, will hear him hit the ground. And I want to let our family know that if you want to donate, again, the Nation of Yahweh's website is the best place to stay up to date and also get informed on everything and also donate. So that said, I said a couple of things twice, but that's okay. We can visit the nationofyhwh.com, where you can click on Built, B-U-I-L-T, and there you can find out more about the grant program. And I want to name that all the information that you need to know is on that website. So you can definitely pull that information from there. And again, just click on Built to learn more information about the grant program. I also want to encourage you to hit Tides. There you can also make a donations. You can pay your tithes, donations, and offerings. You can make a recurring donation if you wish, but be sure to select whether it's a one-time or a monthly or weekly donation. And of course, you can apply your donation to the Nation Building Fund. You can pay your tithes, your offerings unto Yahweh. Again, family, do want to encourage you to use the Nation of Yahweh's website. That's the nationofyhwh.com. And I do want to invite our family, if you want to make a contribution live on air. The
doors of the church is open. Did I say that?
No, you did not say that, did you?
I'm joking, family.
I hope you, yes.
We are open. You can chime in and unmute yourself and raise your hand and all that stuff. And you can speak live on air about your donation, of course. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. But you can make a donation live or a pledge live on air if you so desire. And we encourage you to do so, because each night we've had somebody to raise the bar. And tonight, of course, our anonymous donor, we won't include that donor in this raising the bar, because that's $15,000. Now, I will say, if there's anybody else out there want to match that or do better, please, by all means, we would love to hear from you. But we also want the $5 and the $10 and the $20 donations. We love those just as much.
And this is about us coming together, family, and ascending. We do have a family member with their hand raised.
Praise
Brother
Yahweh.
Hashem, I'm going to see if we can get you unmuted.
All right. Third time's a charm.
Brother Hashem, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh ben Yahweh. I done just donated to y'all $10.
All right.
You know,
all right.
It might not be much, but it's a lot. And it means a snack to me. It means a snack to me, but it means a big deal to you.
Yes, sir.
It means an amazing amount to us. Praise Yahweh.
That's what Arrested Development said, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Praise Yahweh. We thank Yahweh for your contribution. And that's the third one in a row each night. See, so these contributions add up, and we appreciate it immensely, because it takes all of us doing that. We may not be able to give $15,000, but we can give $15. So we may not be able to give 500, but we can give 5. So let's do that, and let's do it consistently. You know, on the website, it's a place where if you want to give $5 or $10 every month, do it. You will be helping, and you can feel good about yourself helping to build the kingdom of Yahweh, because that's exactly what you are doing. Praise Yahweh. We have another hand raised.
We do have another hand raised. It is Queen Sister Yocheved Sarah. Right. Yes, Sister Yocheved, you are on live.
Shalom, family, and all praises be to Yahweh and his most humble servant, Yahweh ben Yahweh. This is Brother Goodell.
All right.
Oh, praise Yahweh, Brother Goodell.
Praise Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Thank you all. It's a wonderful, wonderful feast we have had, and I loved it and enjoyed it. And we are truly moving forward in our, nation. So I also like to make a donation, but it's going to be anonymous, should I say? And I like to make a donation of $500 by way of Cash App.
Praise Yahweh. We slow on these applause here, but they coming.
Praise Yahweh.
Right. Praise Yahweh.
Shalom Aleichem, family.
Shalom Aleichem, brother. I thank Yahweh for you. I thank Yahweh for your family.
Indeed, indeed. Well, you know what, Brother Lou? I'm feeling inspired.
Uh-oh.
I feel like
TMH
TMH Financial Solutions is about to make a $500 donation to this contribution tonight. I'm about to do this by way of Cash App right now. So I just want to make sure that we go ahead and get this done. But I'm going to see if we can get these applause up. But I want to thank Yahweh for the city of New Orleans showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Not so anonymous either.
The city of New Orleans, city of Miami, that anonymous city, all of those cities.
All of our family. All of us who are recognizing that we have to own and be leaders and take our situation and change our own conditions.
Absolutely.
Yahweh Ben Yahweh taught us.
And that's what time it is. So are we going to give our people a chance to go and see what's in their purses or pull their pillows out of the couch and see if they got some change that they can collect and donate? We can go to another talent.
We will go to another presentation. We actually are going to do another presentation from our brother Yael Yisrael called Warp Drive. So let us see if we can get this pulled up.
And go ahead and pull those pillows out of your couch and see all the change that they fell out of people's pocket. Oh, I forget. Most people don't carry change anymore. But you can donate it. right. Praise Yahweh. Wow. Warp Drive.
That's right. Yes, sir.
That's right. We have achieved Warp Drive. It's called the BUILT program. And it's going to elevate our nation, our people into another status at warp speed.
Yes, sir. And we do have someone with their hand raised. I'm going to try to get, I think we got too much sharing. We're going to try to get the caller with the iPhone. I don't know who it is, but you have your hand raised. If you will unmute yourself, and welcome to our live conference.
Shalom, shalom.
All right. I hear something in the distance.
Oh, we getting
That's
some
Lamar.
background
Can you hear
noise.
me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
All right. Riviera Beach of Palm Beach County want to commit $1,000.
All right.
All right. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. All right. We all over the place tonight. Everybody is in the house. I want our friends, our family from Idaho to come on the line and say something. I know we got them there. Idaho? No, I'm just kidding. Eventually, we will have people chiming in from all over. And Sister Tamar, do we have a hand raised, or is that something just?
That was from our previous caller with
gotcha.
had their hand open, hand up. But I want to name that we are doing great works in building our nation. And I also want to lift out family members that are doing works that are, that are really geared towards nation building. And I just want to extend some gratitude in particular to Sister Abigail in Orlando, who has a professional accounting and tax business and has been doing this work for many years and is offering a lot of support to family members. So I want to encourage you not only to reach out to TMH Financial for support services, but we also have family members in Orlando that are doing business.
Right. Brother Jeremiah and Sister Abigail.
Exactly. And
we
also
have a few businesses.
We have plenty of businesses in particular, we do. And so I want to also lift out the Yahweh's virtual university. I've had some technical difficulties, but we are going to get that information about Yahweh Virtual University back on the air so our family can learn more about this really important endeavor. But all you have to do is visit YahwehVirtualUniversity.com to find out more, sign up for the newsletter. And our family have been working collectively to put together some educational resources for our children. And this critical work could not be in lack of, we need more support around this endeavor. So we want to make sure family is going to the website, signing up for the newsletter, and finding ways that you can help make sure our children are getting the education that they need in Yahweh. So that said, we do have a lot more that we want to talk about, but we know it's time for us to get wrapped up. But we do want to ask if our family out there wants to, one last offer or extend to make a contribution live on air if you want to, but if not, the ways for you to contribute are on the screen.
Well, tonight we raised close to $20,000.
Wow. Praise Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And brother, this just in. I just got in a note from Brother Daniel Boaz, Miami in the house. He said Miami in the house, all uppercase. So we know Miami is in the house.
All right.
And there's a pledge from Brother Daniel in Miami for $500 for his business, DGJLLC. Keep up the divine good works and let's rescue our future. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Glory to Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, and Toda Yahweh for all your kind words, Brother Daniel in Miami. I thank Yahweh for you.
Right. And as we close out this night 6 of Feast of Unleavened Bread, we have to think about 4,000 years ago, we were leaving Egypt with nothing, just what we could carry. You know, we didn't have time to let the bread rise. That's why it's unleavened bread. And we were led out into the wilderness, and Yahweh provided for us for 40 years. Well, it's been 40 years that we've been out here in the wilderness, and Yahweh has provided for us. And now he has given us the wisdom to grow up and provide for ourselves. It's time to go on into the promised land. That's right. It is time to move on to the promised land and stop supporting Satan. Leave that Egyptian mindset behind, and let's move on in righteousness and true holiness and build the kingdom of Shalom, the kingdom of Yahweh. We know what the scripture says. We know the prophecies say we win. We know everything to tell us our inheritance is great and Yahweh will be our God and be with us. So there's no need to hesitate. What we leave in Egypt, we gain in New Jerusalem. Praise Yahweh. Sister Tamar?
Yes, sir, brother. I am just overjoyed at the collective action that we are taking this day. You know, we are rejoicing. Us doing this work is a rejoicing into Yahweh because it is his will that we are fashioned to do. It is not our own will. And when we exercise the power that Yahweh ben Yahweh taught us to build unity, industry, love, and trust, we're being that rejoicing to our Father, Yahweh. So I'm just overjoyed at the forward momentum that we taken. And let's not stop there, family. Let's keep it moving. So I want to thank our family for listening to my studies tonight. And I'm just exceedingly grateful. With that said, I do believe it's time for us to bring this night to a close. And so I want to remind our family to always remember to pay Yahweh and yourselves first and don't touch it, according to Malachi chapter 3, verse 10. You can send your tithes, donations, and offerings to the nation of Yahweh at P.O. Box 555-115, Orlando, Florida, 32855. I do want to let you know that we are in our 6th night of our Feast of Unleavened Bread. That means at sundown tomorrow, we'll close our feast. Sundown tomorrow will be the 7th night of our Feast of Unleavened Bread, and we'll close on sundown Saturday. So do remember to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread and to make sure you're eating your unleavened bread. And tomorrow night's presenter, Brother Jeremiah E.O. from Miami, Florida, will be presenting on how to overcome the world. You do not want to miss tomorrow night's presentation. So I want to invite you to be blessed continually. And now for our prayer.
Everybody is standing face to east. Outstretched hands. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim. Yikadesh Shemeaka. Tavo Makuteaka. Yazerizonka. Kim Bashemayim came by Aretz. Elekem Kukenu. Tame Lanu Hayom. Uslak Lanu. All Kartienu. Kimo Sosokin. Gamanatnu. Lakotiem Lanu. Baal Tebienu. Lade Nisayom. King Kal Senu. Minhara. Kilika. Hamamlaha. Beha Gibera. Beha Tefier. Leolame. Olamine Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.